Change is very scary, but what happens when you take a leap of faith? Now we know for sure that entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. Agriculture being the backbone of Uganda's economy, tonight's entrepreneur shows us how he leveraged this country's competitive advantage to change his story. Take a look.
Agriculture was believed to be a space with limited opportunities, and many shunned it for white-collar jobs. But this wasn't a matter for some people like Siraje Kafero, a coffee farmer and a resident of Nunda village, Kalungu district. It testifies the beauty in farming.
Obulimi bwendiko busanyufu nnyo kubeera nabeerako mu kibuga eyo ebintu ne bigaana. Nze omuntu yabeeranga emaali ng'ekuweddeko n'olinya obulimi ennyo n'ogenda e Dubai oba e China. Naye ebintu bye byatabuka nasalawo n'enzira mu kyalo. Bwe najja mu kyalo naye amagezi agakola ki ag'okulima emmwanyi. Era ndi musanyufu nnyo mu kigambo ekiriwo ekyokulima emmwanyi. Bwe najja ne ntandika okulima emmwanyi naye bwe najja kuno nabagamba bannange nti amagezi gendeese mu mutima ga kulima emmwanyi. Saagala muzimbe emitima ng'olabye omuntu ng'akoze eki atandise okufuna mu kulima n'oga nti ate onaafunyeemu atya. Nabagamba omagezi ga kulima mmwanyi era ne ntandika okulima emmwanyi. Mu kulima kwange okw'emmwanyi kuno mpezezaamu emyaka giwera 7. Naye mabega wano mu myaka nga 3 ne kikwatayo akati olw'ensonga nateekeramu ddala bidi ne ntegeera ng'omuntu okulima be guli omulimo.
He takes farming as a serious business, and this has helped him to stay afloat. He advises fellow farmers to do the same as well.
Namba y'abantu abasinga tebategeera nti okulima kiki ti business. Era nga mbategeeza ne mbagamba nti okulima kuno business kifaanagana ng'omuntu bw'obeera ng'oli mu kibuga bw'okeera ku makya n'oggulawo edduuka lyo, edduuka awo bw'oliggulawo oteekwa kwera. Kati mu kwera ne mbategeeza ne mbaga nti okwera kw'edduuka nga ffe mu kyalo muno okulima kw'emmwanyi olina kulima muddo wansi. Kati omuddo bw'oba ng'olimye omuddo wansi byofaanagana ng'omuntu akola ki ali mu kibuga akedde n'aggulawo edduuka lye n'ayera n'akunkumulako obuntu obuba wagudde ku bintu ebyaba atunda. Muleme kuva byokugamba nti ogenda kulima bulimi obeera nti ojja kufuna muki mu mmwanyi. Olina okuteekamu ng'omuntu bw'obeera nga watunze ebintu mu dduuka olina okuddayo ogenda okola ki osuubula ebirala. Mbagamba bw'oba otunze ku mmwanyi ofunye miliyoni 2 dirako emitwalo oba 40 ogagulemu ebigimusa obiteeke mu nnyumba, kubanga kiba kizibu nnyo okubeera omuntu ng'afunye ekizibu okuba nti ojja kutunda ebigimusa ebyo. Naye bannaffe abamu ababasinga era avumirira okulima ye baakwata bayakutte emitwalo 3 oba miliyoni 3 zonna azirya kisaawa. Tazza mu nnimiro so ng'omuntu akeera ku dduuka edduuka nabanga yatunze ebintu akeera Kampala kugenda kusuubula.
To keep his farm green, Siraje has practiced climate-smart methods of farming.
Kati obutonde bwansi wano waffe omusana gututawaanya nnyo. Omusana bwe gubanga gututawaanya twazuula nga nze omu kamwa koogera. Waliwo ebiseera bye twakyaza ku baminisita wano bajja ne batukyalira basiŋŋaana nsimye ebinnya ne bambuuza ebinnya bino osimye byaki. Ogenda kusimba bitooke. Ko nze nedda sigenda kusimba bitooke, ngenda kusimba mmwanyi. Ne bambuuza nti ekintu ekyo kisoboka mu binnya bino bitulabye ebitooke. Ko nze nga nze nali maze okukizuula omusana gututawaanya be tusima akannya akatono be kati oluba okugirabe kuti omusana nga gutukola ki omusana nga gutukuba. Faamu namba yesinga ndi lwabenga situina bidiba by'amazzi. Naye kati benna abankutambuzaako nimero ojja kubuuza nti kiragala ono okubeera mukikoze mutya, okulembeka kw'amazzi kuno mukukoze mutya, okulembeka kw'amazzi kuno. Twaddira ne ŋŋamba nti okubeera kulembeka kw'amazzi kuno n'ennyongeza okusima ekinnya ne ŋŋamba nfusima fuuti 3 wansi n'enzika fuuti meka 2. Kati kiyamba ekinnya ekyo bwe tuba tusimba emmwanyi wansi tuziikako fuuti egi emu. Kati tubeera nga tuleseewo efuuti eyo ng'esobola tukuumira ki amazzi.
There is a lot of benefits in working together as a group. No wonder this entrepreneur is a member of some farmers group in the village where he resides.
Kati tukoze program yonna nga fe tuli abantu mu kibiina, tuli abantu bali mu 206. Ne buli lwakuna tubeere w'omuntu nga tugenda tumugamba nti wakoze otya nti kino ekitokwa kisalidde bubi nti guno omwanyi walibadde ogwetozza booti nti ntubanga tusobola tubeera tuweewa amagezi. Ne mukyo tuweewadde amagezi ag'okusimba ebisagazi. Buli lusalosalo booti tambuzaako ebisagazi obifunamu ebintu bibiri. Osobola okulwera ng'olina obubuzi bw'otema ebisagazi ebyo n'obitwalira obubuzi. Osobola okutema ebisagazi ebyo n'obitwalira ente ezo ne zikola ki ne zirya. Oyinza okuba nga ennimiro zo nnene ne biwagguuka ne bituuka waggulu. Osobola okubisaawa n'oba ng'obikka ennimiro yo. Mu byo betukubiriza okubeera nga tusimba ebisagazi ku nsalosalo.
As a coffee farmer, Siraj is so satisfied and calls upon people, especially those in urban centers, to also take a share of this raw-hanging fruit.
Sikwegamba nsingano sikyali muntu ajeregwa nti oba muntu wa mu kyalo nga ba mu kibuga bebamanya asiba ebikalu bye n'alowooza nti wo mu kyalo musiru. Sebo tuyina amagezi ag'ekitalo nnyo ffe twegoma na kibuga ku mbeera gye tulimu ey'emmwanyi. Era mu kyo mbadde nkubiriza abantu okubeera nti oba oyiri mu kibuga situgaanyi yes, kwatako ku ssente oguleko mu kyalo ekitundu osimbeko ku mmwanyi. Ng'oli mu kibuga kwata ku ssente ogende oguleko ekitundu mu kyalo osimbe emmwanyi.
Still about our commitment to sharing with you tips that help you make money and streamline your income. Tonight we share with you what you need to know to operate in the fuel business.
The most interesting thing is once you involve yourself in fuel, if you decide to run a petrol station, you need full-time involvement. Because fuel is like cash, something that is easily convertible. If I gave you 20,000 shillings and I gave you a liter of fuel, you will turn around and get a border and convert it 20,000 shillings. Then the other, it's as good as I've given you money. So it's like money. It's like, imagine you're working in the bank. So you need full-time involvement. You cannot delegate your child, your wife. If it's your business, it's something that you need to monitor 24/7. If you don't have time, do not involve yourself in fuel business. You cannot, and you'll burn your money and you lose completely. So if you don't have time, don't involve. But it's something that is good. Like it has so many advantages, but it needs, you cannot delegate a fuel business. You need full-time involvement. Full-time involvement even means coming and taking dips, taking off meters yourself. Because if you sit in your office or in your other business, they will be sending you fake stock, fake readings. So involve yourself 24/7. It's something that needs. If you have no time, not to do fuel business. It involves a lot of money. Because like now, if you take, say, a truck like us of Meru, we have trucks of maybe 40,000 liters a truck. That's one product. You need close to 200 million shillings. 200 million shillings. One truck. Now, it's a it is capital intensive. You need money to run a petrol station. But also the advice I would give someone if you wanted to go in this business, because Uganda is an open market, you don't have to belong to any company to set up. I would advise someone to go and put up their own petrol station. There are a number of advantages. Number one, if you get tired, you can lease it. You can put it on lease. Say for 15 years down the road, you are being paid monthly, it's returned to you or your children. Or you can sell it. You can sell it to any of us big players. You sell them and you sell. There are people willing to buy stations. But what I wouldn't advise, because of the margins have become small, someone to go and become a dealer of a company. You end up working for that company. You work for that company and you not have any benefits.
Technology continues to be an enabler of systems. Tonight we explore how it contributes to the agriculture sector.
Basically, there are three main reasons why we do soil testing. One is the diagnostic purpose. Why diagnostic? Just to, as it states, to know what is lacking in my soil. Then another reason is to monitor, to do monitoring. Since now we're changing the mindset of our farmers to do commercial agriculture. When you go commercial, like for instance, you have to, in the first season, you might have applied the fertilizers we have told you. Then this other very season, you are maybe now, since we encourage crop rotation. So now you want to test because different crops require different soil nutrients. And then the third reason is to predict, predictability. When you receive a soil sample, before you can do anything, you must ensure that it has the labels. So when I get my samples, like this one, there are two, meaning they have picked it from two plots. Could be an acre, but then they have divided into half an acre. What I have to do, we call the receipt forms. These receipt forms, you enter in the date of submission, the name of the client, the village, the email. Then also another thing is the coordinates, which is also here, must be on the tickets. Then another thing is the total number of samples. So it matters, so we carry that. Now the total acreage is also represented here. Assuming this is just from an acre, we put there 2 acres. Like I've told you, the crop use. Previously, have you used the fertilizers or not? If the farmer has not used the fertilizer, we also provide a space there. If yes, you also put yes. And then the parameters to be tested. Now, for instance, I will come here, this sample, I will write on the name. Before that, when it has come in the lab, sometimes it's really wet. We don't test wet samples. One, because when it's wet, it affects the pH. And when they have formed match balls, we have to use a pistol. This is my pistol. So you have to pound it and make it really soft and comes into the formation of a soil. Then after that, you sieve if it's match. After you have sieved it, you've already prepared. Your sample is now ready. Then you come and register. So with me here, I have deionized water. Doesn't have any compound. So for N, you measure 50 mils. Of deionized water. There is extract N. This is for N. This is an extract to help in the extraction of the soil nutrients, just for N specifically. So when I pour this N, extract N, it will help to extract the nitrates from it. So now for N, you are expected to get this 2 ml spoon. You scoop a full of it. You shake for a minute, and before you can do the filter, because what we need from this, we need the filtrate. Here it has extracted the nitrogen, but now this powder will now convert it from that nitrogen nitrate. This is called the nitrate test. I have again to shake. I have to filter in since we need the filtrate. We just need 10 mils of the filtrate, but now it's from the required one. That is why we have poured what? We have poured 50. But now all the filtrate from all this, what we need, it is just 10 mils of what? Of the filtrate from this other one. Since this photometer like reads many parameters, like there's a way you have to tune its mind. You tune its mind that it's going to test N. For these purposes, it's going to test N. So what you use the very filtrate that you have used, no matter the amount. This is enough. Then they will call what is called blanking. Before you blank, you make sure that the cuvette is really clean. You're going to blank, making, like tuning its mind ready for reading like N. So this one, I come here, I do the selection of N. From this point, you press OK. It already shows that you have to blank. So from here, now it tells you to insert this sample. These are the tabs that we have to put afterwards. It's called nitric. I have to crush these tablets. So after crushing, this thing also have different timing. It's supposed to time for nitrogen, so it will time. For nitrogen, when you're testing it, it's supposed to stand like on a rack for 10 minutes. For potassium, it's supposed to stand just for 2 minutes. For magnesium, it is 5 minutes, so it varies. So now for nitrogen, we're going to put it in our rack. Then since I've crushed it, it's going to, after 10 minutes, I will fix it there, then take the reading.
We've come to the end of this week's edition of Money and Markets. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Continue to engage us on all our platforms. We look forward to hearing from you. I'm Shamim K. Matovu. Good night.